When making measurements in SoundCheck, it's important to have the best signal-to-noise ratio possible. Let's look at some tools that can help improve this. Whenever an acquisition step runs in SoundCheck, it outputs a value called the Max FSD in. FSD stands for full scale deflection. I run the sequence, and I can look at the Max FSD value here. The value shows how much of the input signal you are using. For example, if the Y value is 0 dB FSD, then it is using all of the bits in the input of the A to D converter. Anything above 0 would be clipping. Ideally, we want this number to be between -30 and 0 to get a good signal-to-noise ratio without clipping the inputs. There's a few ways we can do this. We can raise the stimulus level. We can move the device under test and the microphone closer. We could reduce the noise of our environment. And we could add input gain on our audio interface if that option is available. If you're using Listen hardware, then you can automatically read the gain on the channel in the calibration settings. I'm using an AmpConnect 621. My reference microphone is connected to input 1, and the gain is set to 0 dB. In the acquisition step, when the gain is set to auto read, it will read the current gain settings of my Listen hardware. Since it was set to 0 dB, it just reads that value in and automatically accounts for it. You can set the gain to specific values, or we can use Autoranging. So since I've set this to Autoranging, when I run it, it looks at the current FSD value. If it's below 0 dB FSD, and there is available gain to be added, the audio interface will calculate how much gain to add without going over 0 dB FSD. It will then automatically add the gain and rerun the acquisition step to capture the signal at the new gain stage. On the other hand, if the Max FSD is above 0 dB, the audio interface will automatically remove gain and rerun the acquisition step. When I run this sequence, it acquires the data once. It sees that I'm below -30, and so then it adds in 30 dB of gain. It runs the acquisition again with the new gain added. And now you can see the FSD value on my Max FSD in is -5 dB, which is perfect for making measurements. If I look at my AmpConnect settings, we can see it's changed the gain to +30 dB on input 1 instead of being set to 0 dB. This auto-ranging feature is unique to Listen hardware and ensures that your input gain is always optimized. It's included on all current Listen branded hardware products.